Start yet. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Darling,
Darling.
to the woman I love, admire and desire and need all the time. Ah. Wow. I have a business card here. With my business card, I wondered if you would be so kind as to take me as your husband. You'd be my lawfully wedded wife. Will you marry me, darling?
He's got to speak up.
Well, let's see if the ring fits.
This one, right? Right? Beautiful.
Oh, does the ring fit?
Oh,
Ah.
I'll never quit.
Ah. I love you, darling.
I love you. Oh, wonderful.
Oh.
So that was
Geez.
6 years ago?
A handful anyway.
Yeah.
Well, hi, I'm Michael.
And I'm Grace.
And together we are California Travel Videos
in Oregon.
In Oregon, that's right. We are near Eugene. And what are we even closer to? What was the city that began with an M? Whatever it was. We're on our way to, I like to say Alsea Falls, but that's not quite right. What is it? Alsea Falls?
I'd say
Something
Alsea.
like that? Alsea, that's it. Alsea Falls. She got
Falls.
it. Alsea Falls with all of our RV friends on YouTubers, and so I'm sure they're going to be doing some also. There's no cell service out there though. No Verizon, no AT&T, no Sprint, no fun. But we came back. No, we have a lot of fun. No fun for cell service, but we came back about 10 miles, and we are flying. I hope you can hear us all. We're so happy to be here. This is our second show that we've done in the RV, so I'm hoping everything's working. Please give us either a thumbs up or okay, or like
we can do a sound check.
Can't hear you. Sound check. Check. So we think we're okay, but let us know. Not Medford, but hi there, Kathleen.
Yeah, it wasn't Medford. It's some small town. The nearest big town is Eugene, which we went into just a few minutes ago to get some eye drops for Kaliki, because something's been bothering his eyes. And we had some Mexican food, Taco Tuesday. Michael had a burrito.
Yeah, and that's what hurt the most is because, meant to be RV. I think we're kind of rendezvousing around there. And then for sure, Gina is there, and Tim for Time for Exploring, and Tim for Mo Bang for the Buck. Just had to leave today, unfortunately. He headed for the coast. But Redhead Riding Hood, and who else we got there? Another handful. Whoa Nelly, oh for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Brian, and they're having a good time here. They took our Rad City bikes for a ride, didn't they today?
They did.
Brian says, I don't need to ride those. He said, I can handle the e-bikes. And,
Lucy liked it a lot.
Mm-hmm. And we have another Grace.
Hi, Marshall. Yes, we have Gracie.
Another Grace. Hey, Marshall, how you doing tonight? Good to have you here.
And Boondocking with Boomer. We're doing wonderful. We're having a great time. In some ways, we're glad that we don't have internet because we're actually all socializing opposed to doing our own thing or being distracted by emails and texts. So we're just sitting around by the fire and sharing food and sharing stories.
Food, what else you sharing? Huh? Stories and
more stories.
Little drinks.
Hey, what happens at the campfire stays at the
don't
campfire.
Tell anybody. That's right. And I think we have another handful also there.
But, now TGIF, I heard that you're coming, right? Let's take a look here. I am listening in while I'm doing some things.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So I think, we have some others still coming, but Troy came in today.
Yes.
And maybe a couple of Anyway, we got
Rat Pack Adventures.
Troy? Yeah. Oh, yeah. And Ron C. came all the way from Texas. Like, wow. I mean, what a guy. A great group of people. And it's so nice when you get together. I mean, we would hope. You think we'll get to M21 Mayberry or?
We're
You have
thinking about
interest?
it.
It's getting late, man. The reservations are going quick. Who else we got in the room here tonight? Anybody else?
I see Kathleen. I feel like Miss Nancy on Romper Room. I see Kathleen.
That's right. I get
and
like,
Boondocking with Boomer and World
hey, Lance. Howdy,
Family
Lance.
Vacation and
The
Mellow
Griswolds?
Nomadic Adventures.
Absolutely. Marshall,
Mhm.
good to have you all here. And so we like to do kind of like what's new in RV for the week. And not everything is like tightly for RV, not even exactly travel, but, could be YouTube types of things. And our first activity, are we ready? We said most of the hello so far, I think.
Yeah.
Ron, Daryl Adventures, welcome. Thanks for coming here. Great to have you here.
And I'm going to tell you just kind of don't tell anybody else. It's just between us. I didn't study for tonight, so most everything is new to me. So everything he's telling you, I'll be like, oh, really? I didn't know that.
We're going to wing it. We're going to wing it
And
tonight.
a prayer.
Okay. Grace had something before, and then she said, Michael, I think I want you to do it. And this is on, they have these tracker devices, and the latest one is the iPhone. Doggone it, what's the word? I'm going to have to get the word for it. But anyway, I'll get the name of it in just a second.
Tags? No, not
No,
tags.
it's like a tag. It is called, air tags. Honey, ding, 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 head of the class for my baby. And so air tags are, they're kind of phenomenal philosophy or psychology or implementation, whatever you want to call it, because what they do is they're, it's kind of like the size of a postage stamp, a big postage stamp. And it has both Bluetooth, and I think it uses the modified Wi-Fi. Obviously, if it doesn't have a battery, it can't do much, right? But it has a small battery, I'll put it that way. I think it's it lasts up to about a year. It's a C2032 or one of those types, button batteries. And so basically, though, it's not like for cell service, but what it does is it hikes on cell service. In fact, there was just a new for the iPads or the iPhone, which I think there's so many of them in the United States, of the 300 and some million people, I think there's probably about 25% of people have them. So on the 14.5 iOS, what it does is that if it's looking for somebody with a tracker near you, the air tag, is that it will then go through my device. And I'm thinking, well, I hope it doesn't make my battery go so much when somebody else is looking for theirs. But the idea is that even if you can't have a cell signal, it will hike on somebody else's devices and say, okay, it's in this area. It gets, somewhat close to where it is. And then you go to the area and you kind of do the tracking thing and get you within, 5 or 10 feet. So it's marvelous if you have whatever you tag, you lost it to something.
Well, you might want to put it on your kids, teenagers.
Well, yeah. And so, if they have an iPhone, you could already use the find me.
There we are.
I was scared, man. I saw it like go black screen for a second.
And let's go. Just so you do know, we are in a remote area. So, we got like 3 bars of service, doing the best we can. If we go down, we'll catch you on the flip side.
So anyway, the point being is some people have a concern with privacy because, well, you lose, let's say, a computer, like an iPad or this laptop or whatever. And you got a tag with it, and then someone else grabs it, and can you put it on your drone? I'll get to that in a second. Good question. So the point is that you want to be sure that it has the right safety features, and Apple thinks they've thought it all out, and I'm sure there's going to be a little bit of controversy. So I think it's about $30 each, or you can get like 3 or 4 for $100, I think it is. So I'm kind of curious if any of you have it or think you want it. These things, I mean, when you get to have your senior moment, sometimes that's like, where is my, whatever it is. I don't know if you feel like you're going to have some of them to your devices, but with anything, what is Spider-Man with incredible power comes incredible responsibility. So I don't know about that, but I thought it was a good story you had there, Grace, that you were kind of looking at. So
Yeah, and well, Kathleen said put it on Kaliki, and I agree. That's always a good idea.
yeah.
The only thing is let's say that where we are now, it's a very remote area, and if Kaliki is out in the woods and nobody has any, iPhones or iPads, then we're not going to find him. Whereas Michael found.
Oh yes.
Where's the camera? Is up there? So,
Yeah, right here.
Okay, so this is a
Fi,
collar.
F-I, yes.
And the Fi collar, Michael has in here. Is it a chip?
It has both Wi-Fi, so you can get more than a Bluetooth, which is like about maybe 50 steps, 150 feet. But with this, you can actually have it turn on its transmitter, your cellular transmitter. Obviously, it won't go for like a month of power if you have the cell transmitter. But if you're really
So,
okay, we're back.
are.
Every once in a while, you get a little blackout. Sorry about that, but it looks like we had like 90 megabits download and 25 megabits upload. So maybe we just have intermittent checks. But the point being is that, yeah, if you have something like that in Grand Adventures, let's see, Guido, I'm trying to think of his last name. It'll come to me in a minute. But yeah, if you look at his website, he has, or I should say YouTube channel, he has one for his dog. And I think, that would really be really nice. There's nothing worse than being on the road and being like, what happened with him is he got in the RV and somehow his dog didn't get in yet. And he didn't know. He got 10 miles down the road and he freaked out. And he went back, and fortunately somebody else saw his dog and got him. And he said, I'm not going to let that happen again.
Kathleen says that when we go down, we're froze. Are we like this?
But speaking of which, Teresa took a picture last night. We, after a couple toddies, I will say, there was about a dozen of us, and we all did. Grace, what did you tell them to do?
Well, she had everything set up with the ring light and her cell phone, and we were doing selfies. And so more people came in and was kind of piling on. And I have this thing I've been doing with my family and with a lot of people for years is when people stop being so self-conscious about what they look like, if they do the ugly face, then they feel more comfortable to just smile. So I always say, do your ugly. Yeah, so everybody has to do that ugly face.
My typical is like,
yeah, I'm like,
I'm glad I didn't freeze on that.
I do real good ugly. Yeah, so we have a funny picture. We're not able to share it now because there was no way that Teresa could get it to us. But when we have that available, we'll be sure to show it to you.
Yeah, that was fun. So regarding the drones, though, yes, you could have it on a drone. Absolutely could. And so you could try. It doesn't do elevation. Well, wait a second. No, I think I just heard where, if you're on the 11th floor, I don't know how it does for the floors with up and down, but yeah. I did recall something about if you're not on the ground floor, there was some discussion about that. So check that out. But you're not really concerned where it is when it's up there as much as when it comes down and you don't know where it's at if it didn't do a return to home. So yes, I think the answer is yes, you could use it for that. So
Marshall says, I linked to your channel on my blog post about Oregon 2021 YouTube meetup. It's been
awesome.
Phenomenal.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
And we're talking about we're calling it 2022. So we might
2021 this year.
Yeah, we're talking about next year.
Oh, next year. Yeah, I'm hoping they do it again. It's fun people up here, and the weather, I got to say, is spectacular. But as green as it is, I know that there's got to be a rain sometime. But went out on the e-bike a little bit today, and it's just lush beyond belief. Yesterday we went to the falls.
We did. We hiked to the first one is about a half a mile from us, and then the second one is about 1.5 miles beyond the first. And one thing I really enjoyed about the hike is it does go up, but then it goes down, and then it goes up, and then it comes down. So there's only one part where it's just kind of going up for a ways. Michael messed up big time because I was coming downhill and I lost my footing and I went from walking to running really fast. Thank God there was a big tree stump to stop me.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. But the Kaliki had a good time, and Wonelli RV Adventures. Lucy had a great time, and their dog Luna got along great with Kaliki. Wonderful time. And Marshall is saying something like he'll get the AirTags maybe in his bag. And, you know, he and I used to be wedding videographers and other things. There's nothing worse than you got your gear down, and all of a sudden you come back and like, well, where is it? It's gone. So if you've got $3,000 to $5,000 or more of gear, you're just not happy when it gets legs. So, yeah, something like that is good to be able to track your gear. So, and what else does Ava says?
Ava's
oh,
here.
just hi.
Hi, Ava.
Good to have you here too.
Kaliki says there's not enough room in the house for him to come and
he
sit
would
down.
like to be up here.
He's here in spirit.
Shall we just try the next story? It
Okay.
says most of the top 10 and top 50 YouTubers this week remains, you know what it is, don't you? The ones who get 100 to 200 million. One of them this last week, got 600 million views. They have 110 million subscribers. And who are they? They're the kids. And Coco Melon had, I have to go and take a look at these just once in a while to say, what are they doing? And, it's kind of interesting because are they using copyrighted content? Do they come up with their own content? Well, they're having nursery rhymes. They're singing nursery rhymes. They do it to animated videos. And they're all good. Well, most nursery rhymes are good stories, but, they take the pick of the ones, and kids can sing along. And if you want to do closed caption, obviously, they can see that it's kind of like, the old Sesame Street type of thing,
Exactly.
isn't it?
I used to do that with my two youngest grandkids. I would always play the nursery rhymes and sit them on my lap, and they'd sing the songs, Matthew and Michaela. So
Yeah.
I've done a lot of that YouTube watching with the kids.
Yeah, so if you ever get a chance, in fact, I'd recommend for the YouTubers out there, Tube Filter is the website, and just sign up for their email list. And each week they show the top 50, and it is kind of interesting, I think, just to see, what are the ones that are hot. I mean, there are some music videos that are from East Indians, and so you'll see those on there. And
The girl.
Wolf, SSS Wolf is what she is.
She's funny.
She is funny because she takes it's like a commentary. Well, she'll take a look on TikTok what youngsters or adults are talking about, and then she does a commentary, and it's always in a very positive way. I think she's
she can be kind of snarky.
not too bad, but I mean, if somebody like is, let's say, the Karens of the world, she will get into a little bit of that, but I think not in a nasty sense. She's just kind of, this is the human element. So I kind of wonder for YouTubers, and we have done some of those where we've taken a look at some of the top YouTubers of the week in the RV. And some of them have like a couple 100,000 views in 1 week. Good for them. So I think it's good where we all see, what's the best in class. We can all aspire to do better in terms of our YouTube. So
Definitely.
we're going to try to get ours a little bit shorter. I'm sure you're going to be very appreciative. We can get them under 10 minutes. So do them more quicker. But as Grace will tell
more
you,
quicker.
what more quicker.
More quicker.
What happened today that I forgot to videotape?
No, yesterday.
And yesterday too.
Okay, so other things that we're trying to work on and get better at and be more spontaneous is a lot of your best video, a lot of the best titles always have the fails of what went wrong. So yesterday when we were out on our hike, I realized I hadn't taken any meat out of the freezer. And so the first thing when we got home, I wanted to take out the salmon. Well, I went into the freezer, and lo and behold, I didn't have to defrost the salmon because everything was already defrosted, including my ice cream, which was really sad.
Yeah.
Michael said it was a first world problem, but
it was a first world problem.
he was taking things out to the trash to throw away my ice cream. We should have got ice cream today.
Oh my gosh, we didn't get it today again.
Failed to.
Well, then today, Gracie I guess she's a friend of Gina, isn't she?
She's a friend of all of us.
Oh, all of us, of
Yeah.
course. Now, but anyway, she had her RV, the battery wasn't kind of working right. She had to try to use the coach battery to start the engine battery. And so I took a look at it, and it was, 12.4 volts at the battery. But when I touched the negative battery trim, it was loose. And as you know, if it has corrosion or if it's loose, it's not going to have enough. It won't carry any current because it's just hardly touching at all. So
Michael to the rescue.
could have been another nice video, but hey, we'll go ahead and catch up. But anyway, Lucky Dog, Sue, thank you. I would love to have you moderate. And if anybody else, any of our friends out there would like to be moderators, just kind of put a note down there and we can go over to YouTube and add you as moderators for this week or future. But Grace normally does a great mod job, but we're kind of on the road. It's not quite as easy as when we're home. So, so thank you, Sue. I really appreciate that. Lucky Dog, yes.
And Kathleen says that she can teach me to make an ice cream bread. It actually uses melted ice cream, but then I would need an oven, right?
Right. So anyway, the number 15 spot was SSS or SS Sniper Wolf. Gained 200,000 subscribers this last week with 132 million views. So even though she used to be in number 10 spot, and this week she slipped to number 15. I mean, I wouldn't mind that 132 million views.
Not at all.
So we got some work ahead of us.
But I do want to go back to a question that Marshall had, and he had asked about Mr. Beast and PewDiePie, where they fall on the list.
I did see Mr. B. Careful what you click. Hey, we're back. I think we may have broke the code. What's the deal is this. This mouse, it has lots of buttons.
Driving.
And sometimes I think when it goes black, and this time she hit the one that said close the current screen. So Grace, you see all these extra buttons on them?
Here you go.
No, I will not say that. We've all done that. So at any rate, yeah, sorry that we clicked the wrong part of the mouse.
But to my own defense, what the heck's it doing?
It's got some scroll tabs on the side and things.
Over here, you have your hand right here, and there's your thumb.
Yeah, well, okay. So, it's one of those things. So anyway, do we have any other comments? So we got to catch up with the comments and keep going with the show. What did we miss here?
Let's see. You look less
pixelated. Oh, thank you for that. Yeah, we think we have 25 megabits upload. We should be able to carry many streams. And right now, we should only be, with 1080, we should only be like about 3 megabits upload. And tell Jeff Bezos to send your own oven for camping. Yeah.
See, it worked, honey, because now we're a lot clearer. Everybody's saying we're less pixelated. So.
Oh, it was a good thing.
So my boo-boo.
Oh, my baby.
Worked perfectly.
She did good.
And I actually planned it like that.
She meant to do it. That's right.
Yeah.
I'm speaking about camping stove and things like that. I was really impressed when I was looking at Corey and Lori last week on the Northwoods. They said, they have a Blackstone group over in Facebook, and they said they went from about 80 to 100,000. What do you call them? Not subs, but people, followers to their group. So, some of the things, if you find you can have an avenue in another forum and have them come to YouTube, good on them. So the next story, anyway, is we're not going to talk about the cicadas.
Well, yeah, I want to a little.
Well, no, you don't even know how to say it. How
I know.
Can we talk about
cicadas? Cicadas?
I was going to say acacias.
Acacias?
Something like that.
Members.
But
that's the name for the group, members.
Members, thank you.
Facebook.
All right.
So the acacia are going to be coming out after 17 years within the next couple of weeks. And they're actually going to be in 15 different states, from New York and Indiana all the way down
I've seen them in
to
Chicago.
Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're in any of those areas, now's the time to head out, because after 17 years, they are coming out to make more babies to hide under the ground for.
They're going to party. It's like
party
Easter Spring Activities Week, man. They want to party.
So all you RVers, those are 15 states that you want to drive away from.
It's a little noisy. No, it's okay. You get used to it. It's kind of like just has a special.
No, in fact, when I read the article, the psychiatrists are already preparing to reach out to the patients more frequently, fearing that the noise is going to drive them over the edge. So with that said, that's not where I'm going to be going. Kathleen says that they are noisy beasties.
That's very well said. And we were speaking about Mr. Beast just a moment ago, speaking of which, and that, yeah, he oftentimes makes the top 50. So hey, if he gets only like 100 million views, he's not maybe in the top 25, but he's very generous with the money that he makes from YouTube and gives away most all of it. There was something I heard about an article, though. I don't know if it was New York Times. I don't think it's Wall Street Journal, but yeah.
Super chat.
A super chat. Thank you. we got to come on, Night Traveling Robert. Super chat.
Super chat.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you very, very much. That is so awesome.
That's sweet. Thank you.
Yeah, you guys are the greatest. So, and I hope you all that aren't monetized yet, that you will be also. It takes maybe about a week or two after you get to be monetized before you get to that step. I mean, you have to have a link to your bank account, all that stuff ahead of time, because I have to know that you're legitimate. And then they also will send you something in the mail to make sure that you are at the address you say you are. So when you get that mail document, it'll have a like 5 or 6 digit code. You have to go on YouTube then and say, yes, this is the code that you sent to my address. So, and then after that, you can get your community channel, which is what we got about a week ago. And we're so happy that we can start putting things on the community tab now on YouTube. Yeah,
we want to do a lot more shout outs to the community. Everybody who's here has helped us, and we want to be able to give back. So if you have, if you're getting close to that milestone, hit us up, send us an email so that we can make sure to shout you out and get as many people over there as possible.
Now, who is it saying I need the subs first? Caucasius. Yeah, I don't know how to say. Oh, here.
It's right here.
Oh, Cicadius. Cicadius.
Okay.
Or close to that. Thank you. Thank you for that, Robin Jan. I knew I didn't get it right. We don't hear it out in California, so except when I was back in Chicago and things, I just hadn't heard the word.
And Robin Jan said they're not even close, but our van tour video just reached 16,000 views today.
Oh, you kidding? Great.
And I will tell you, you have one video that starts getting a lot of recognition, and you will get a lot of people subscribing. If you look at your statistics and you do the, what is the number,
Two buddies or things like that?
When you're looking at all your numbers. The
stats?
Yeah, the stats. But it'll show you where your subscribers are coming from. And sometimes one good video, the one video we have on Little Bighorn, that video has picked us up probably 300 subscribers. Yeah. In fact, what happens is when you've got one that's hot, oh my gosh. Super chat. Oh, Tim, you are so good. And
Tim,
we had the
you are the best.
And just for proof, hold on, I got to go in here. This is important.
Yeah.
Okay, some things are important.
We interviewed him last week, and he, what's that?
Just for proof.
Great job. You guys
hopefully
are awesome.
You'll be able to, okay.
Just change it. There you go. Change that.
There he is.
There he is. Always happy.
Always. Such a wonderful, wonderful person.
And very generous. Tim, I don't know where you're at. Tell us where you're at. I thought you were heading towards the coast, and so he's has a bride down in Southern California. So I asked him last time, I said, would you go out in your minivan? Did you go out for 1,000 miles? No, Michael, 6,000 miles.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, he does 500 miles a day, which is kind of awesome that he can go that far. But that guy, he likes to go to the capitals, go near the border cities, and he keeps on the move.
He's always helping. You're a wonderful person, and we were so honored to meet you, Tim. So we can't wait to hook up with you again and spend more time. So we have a driveway that will fit your van just fine.
His channel is More Bang for the Buck, but forget the R's, because in Asia we had a Japanese foreign exchange.
There's no R's, honey.
That's what I'm saying. But that's why you just take the R's out. More bang for the buck.
There's no R's.
I said no. I said more bang.
For your
not for. More bang for your buck.
Leave
the R's out. But you tell me the R's, honey.
No, you're saying leave the R's out, but I'm looking at it and there's no R's.
That's why I say you leave the R's out from the way we would normally spell it. Sorry if I made it unclear there. Anyway, so next issue coming up is about, I saw in Consumers Report about the Goodyear tire. You've heard about the Firestone tires, 10 years ago, and the scandal there. And I guess Consumers Report, the tire, I don't know if any of you have it. It's a G like in golf, 159. And apparently what Goodyear has been doing is doing some out-of-court settlements because they don't want to have a class action suit. So, the government has been trying to get money, but because these lawsuits are sealed, it's kind of, I don't know, it doesn't sound quite right, but I do like the fact that rvtravel.com, they have a great weekly show with some of the things we share, we get from there, and they do have a list of the recent recalls. So this is it's kind of become a big issue. I think it looks like it might be a close to a $900 million lawsuit that's coming up on it. So I would just encourage you, on your vehicles from time to time, just go to a spot where they have a consolidation of what some of the RV issues are. And like I said, we find that just going to rvtravel.com, I'm sure there's other sites too that consolidate these, but something good to be aware of. So any other comments on that one before we go on?
Okay, that would be for the recall for the...
Yeah, the recall.
Yeah,
I
the
think
tires.
we got that. No other comments come in?
Unless somebody has some more information, we'd love to hear it and share it. And Mo just reported that he's actually past Coos Bay already, heading down the coast.
Oh, wow.
So he's
That
making
guy,
time.
he moves fast, doesn't he?
And Sue
Way to go,
has
Tim.
passed the baton to Kathleen to make sure that they keep control of the troll patrol. The troll
Patrol?
No, the troll control patrol.
Oh, Control Patrol.
Say it 3 times fast.
After a beverage, I will, but not right now. Well, here, I'll have a little bit of iced tea, wet my whistle. Anything else up there? Good to have you guys' comments there. Hit the new comments, please. New comments.
Oh boy, look at that.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, we have about another half hour. Thank you all for being here. I don't know how many people we have in the house. Normally we could look over on YouTube, but we're kind of limited to a single screen. So we're doing it the old-fashioned way,
And a
aren't we?
single mouse.
And a single mouse.
And
That's
a
right.
single pair of glasses that aren't really working very well on this one because I don't have my computer glasses and it's not like right in my face for the Dollar Tree glasses. And they're really dirty.
But she calls it her VDT glasses. I'm thinking it's a communicable design. What's VDT stand for? Video display terminal or something
Yes.
like that?
Yes.
Okay.
Not video display, just virtual or visual. I don't know.
Oh, visual. I like
Visual.
that. Okay.
10 people are in the house. The magic mouse. Yes, this is the magic mouse
a
because I've
magic
got
mouse.
control.
Yeah, that's right. Amy.
But
so true.
Just don't hit this button
Don't hit the
over
button.
here.
So, Airstream has been recalling 1,500 on the 2020 base camp. Chrysler is recalling 19,000 on the 2021 Ram 2,500. Somebody came in today with a Ram, either 2,500 or 3,500. What was her name?
Oh, she's a firewoman.
Yeah.
Something fire.
And I never got her channel, but we'll get that to you. But beautiful turbo diesel.
Yeah, she's a firewoman for almost 30 years, or a fire person, or and she just recently retired, so that's fantastic.
Delmer Trucks, they've had one for not a big number, 276 Freightliners, the big Freightliners, and got some other on the Daimler vans, the Germans. Ford Motor, I think we may have heard about some of those. We had the Death Shake on the front. 2021 F-150 and 2020 and 2021 F-250, F-350, F-450, and
These are all
F-550.
trucks being
Yeah, those
recalled?
are the Super Duty trucks. Not like a Super Chat. These are Super Duty trucks.
Well, and we've been, having our head buried in the sand for the last few days. So we're just coming out to the real world and heard about the gas crisis over on the East Coast. So we definitely hope that's not affecting anybody.
Well, this was like a Russian hack or whoever hacked, and I guess it infiltrated some of the systems, I guess, in, was it Colombia? No. Colonial. That was
the Colonial pipeline.
Yeah.
So Rob and Jan are asking what is being recalled. They have a ProMaster.
Okay, let's see. I see. Now that got up down to the Fords, the trucks. Forest River 2021's about 4 different recalls on the Coachman, the Cardinal, the Catalina.
Who makes the ProMaster?
What? That's a Dodge.
Oh, okay.
And the Highland Ridge RV is recalling 3,000 on the Open Range Mesa Ridge, Highlander, and Silver Star. Jayco, some of our friends have Jaycos, is recalling 1,800 on the White Hawk. I'm not getting all the types. Like this was the Dometic burner stoves. I guess there's a valve bolt that's may not or maybe over tightened.
So it doesn't look like her rounds affected.
And I see because some more Keystones, Navistar, even a Newmar. Gosh, and that's it. So no, I guess you're safe for today. So I guess it is a good point though, is that despite whether it's been a recall or not, it pays to kind of do kind of a check around your RV sometimes. If you have a tire pressure monitor system, that Goodyear tire, the G159, the tire gets overheated before it's old or 6,000 miles or gone 40,000 miles or whatever. So if you have a tire pressure monitor system that shows when the tire gets warm, which could be from a brake or a wheel or other things also, it might be a good investment there. But then inside, if you have not if, you absolutely should have a methane detector as well as a smoke detector. And be sure your fire extinguishers are always, where that, do kind of a dry run every once in a while.
And don't have the batteries in a down position so that when your wife cooks, when dinner's ready. Because ours is currently in a down position with the battery. I do want to give a shout out to Tracy Ocean Fire 777 because yes, Marshall, that is who joined us this morning. A really awesome woman.
Thank you. It was Tracy. Yes, thank you very much for that, Marshall. Really nice lady, and like so many people that are in those services, she had some physical ailments in recent years, but I think she had 27 years in. So we thank the people that do the service for us. And Grace and I, we're no strangers to having them in our area. Sonoma and Marin County, well, not Marin, Sonoma, Lake County, and someplace north of San Francisco. It's been some pretty bad last 3 or 4 years. You've heard about the Colorado fires, and we think, oh, would Oregon be a nice place to live? And yet they've had fires and then even Washington.
But they still have water, and that is a real plus. I mean, they have a river, and you can raft down it because it's water. Like everything we've got right now is all dried up. So
near Sacramento, we were at Folsom Lake with our RV about 3 weeks ago, and the water is pathetically low. It's pretty hard to put out fires without water, isn't
exactly
it?
That's the part that's scary. And then Kathleen says to check your tires every time you stop, put your hand on them for the heat, which is always good advice. Michael has what is it called that checks the tires?
Tire pressure monitor system, TPMS.
Yeah. So that really helps us. It makes us feel more comfortable as it's always connected so we can see the air pressure in the tires.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure I'll think of some other safety things, but I'll go ahead and go on unless there's anything else. So thank you for your discussions on that. And if you've got any questions you want to ask us, it doesn't have to be on the topics. We're kind of open, right? We got another 20 minutes. So
And the Dyson Crazy Adventure says their water is low in Z. Is that for Arizona or for New Zealand?
Yeah, that's good. I guess.
Never mind. Here it is. Utah.
Okay.
Close. I was close.
That's because they sleep a lot. They have a lot of Z's,
Fiesta.
And when we don't have any internet connection, we've been sleeping pretty good last couple nights, haven't we? Yeah. So that's cool.
Actually, it's really weird. I sleep a lot better in the RV. Even if I'm sleeping on this couch and my feet are hanging over to the sink or, I don't have a lot of room to move, I'm getting better sleep. According to my watch says I'm sleeping better in the RV.
Marshall's asking us, do you hear about the actor who fell through the floorboards? I know this is a joke, Marshall, but if it is, I can't wait to hear the punchline if somebody actually did fall through the floorboards. But wait a second. Before you go into the answer, it reminded me of Depta. When I was in basic training, he was from West by God, Virginia, and he really was. And he would tell some funny stories, but he said, not yet. Can you wait? Okay. So he said that, I just wish that when I grew up, the way it is.
It was a Michael joke. He crashed the
It was
internet.
the joke was bad. It was probably censored, but he didn't have a floorboard, and he said that we take a girl on the date, and she was on the dress. She go like, the mud's coming up from the tires, you're getting mud on my dress. So I've never heard of a car without a floorboard, but tell us about it.
Okay, here we go.
Is there a punchline?
First, okay, the question is, did you hear about the actor
who fell through the floorboards? No, I have not.
He was just going through a stage.
And this
I
is
like
so poignant because Marshall has worked in filming in a lot of different elements of filming. So be sure to go over to his videos and take a look at the stuff he does, because I never got a chance to ask him as much as I wanted. But in addition to things he did with lighting, I'm sure he did fabrication, and that he did some things with hands-on. As in the family, he's kind of learned some of the trade. But he's very creative, I would say. So, yeah, he knows all about the ins and outs of acting. And in the future, he may be involved in some films here coming up.
Oh, I want to hear more about that.
Yeah.
I am going to excuse myself for just a minute. I don't know if Michael's going to go to the next story, but I am going to pull down some stickers.
Oh, yeah.
So that we can share with you some of the people that we met and give shout outs. So I'll be right back.
I'll go ahead and go on for a little bit. And so the next story coming up is about driving a fifth wheel ain't easy. RV walls and paint screws. Oh, yeah. I don't know if you've seen this one, but the Haylet RV review was kind of interesting. What happened is one of the RVers this last week, he went into, rather than to a bigger stop, he has a big fifth wheel. And he went into a Valero gas station and got his gas. And you know how it is with the tail swing. Well, he went in by and he got his gas, and they were going to the next place. And the back of it, when you swing out, it caught a hold of the gas pump, and it creamed out the gas pump, which isn't the bad part. But the back of his RV, the whole thing, it just kind of came loose, and it's held in by 8 screws basically going up the side of it there. So, it was hanging out by about 2 feet, and he was, needless to say, just miserable, thinking it was totaled. But he had another person came by and says, well, I think we can bend it back in. And then once it's bent back in, we'll just get some good old duct tape.
Duck it. You can't
just duck it. Don't go the rest of that. But just put duct tape around it. And he was able to drive it away. He was heading up to the Pacific Northwest, and he found a place in Washington would do it. It would be about 6 weeks, and the cost to stay in Washington, it was like, about like $5,000 a month or something. So they found that they could go to Idaho and get a spot to stay. But I guess the moral of the story is, you would think like the fifth wheels or whatever is that they would be built so solidly, but on the back of them, and there was another one we saw too, where a person had been on the East Coast, and the park manager, oh yeah, you can park there, you'll be fine. And there's a little bit of a dip, and it went down, and it just ripped off the back, and his was totaled. So, thank gosh people have insurances. But I guess what it boils down to is I don't know if you've had the experiences, but some places in the RV, the parks, they come with a golf cart. Follow me. I'll back you in. It's like, if something happens, you're kind of, oh, we're sorry. You'd probably want your spouse, or, use the backup cameras. But I've even seen some people that have some great Airstreams that live in them full time that have had some little oopsies.
Yeah, not anything that's going to make you very happy.
I mean, you may get you a lot of views on YouTube, but yeah,
okay,
you don't want this. So what do you got, Daryl?
So I noticed that we don't have meant to be RVing. So I don't know if you haven't gotten one, but I will fix that when we get back to our campground.
Okay.
So we picked up, Michael picked up a few when he was in Quartzsite, and we have added this nice one. You might
Here, you
recognize
put them right out in the middle.
That is Van Life with Gina. Woo-hoo!
Okay.
So if you haven't subscribed to Van Life, you really want to. She is funny.
Mm-hmm.
She made me laugh a couple of times that I could not breathe. So you definitely want to follow Gina. And I love this logo. This was created by I think it was the Northwoods, Corey and Lori.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
And this is Tim. Time for exploring. Let's see, too much light.
Oh,
there we go.
There you go. That's great.
So you want to check out
So wait,
his
leave it there
site?
for a second. He said, I'd like to have a clock to be pointing at 4 p.m. and I'd like it, because I have time for exploring and like have some mountains on it. And I think they did a striking job. So
It's wonderful. I love it.
So Corey did a wonderful job on that one for him.
And then we have
Whoa, Nelly.
Whoa, Nelly.
Which is the name of their RV is Nelly. So that's where they
There we
got
go.
that
Let's
from.
get the focus.
You've got it.
So
Very
those
clever.
are all of our friends here in Oregon that we're hanging out with.
Well, you have more than that. But
Yeah.
those are the ones who have the stickers right now.
This time I will work on getting more. So, and let's see what we have here. I saw a fifth wheel where the swing caught the pedestal and it pulled the entire bottom of the back out.
That's the one we're talking about.
Woo!
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That would not be good.
Yeah, work out the pedestal.
And everybody agrees they love Gina. She rocks, and Time for Exploring is cool. So yes, we have some wonderful people in our community. So
And if you don't know, Teresa, she needs to come up every day to where she has internet service. So her husband, Mike, stays back and he entertains us. And then she gets in about 8 in the morning. And then about 1 she finishes.
2.
And well, she was home before 2.
yeah.
But anyway, so Gina came with her because she is like got some shows in the can ahead of time, but she wanted to do kind of what happened yesterday. So she is like going all out by putting videos out. So yeah,
We're gonna have to catch up on all these.
We are going to.
When we
When
get
we
home.
get back, we're gonna have a lot of work to do, baby.
Yeah, it's hard sometimes not having internet, but again, there's a big advantage because we have that opportunity to spend time with our fellow creators.
So what's next? I'm not familiar with the site. I'm not sure how I even got it. I think it was probably whether it was a link from Camping World, but it's called rvhumor.com. And they had, what their 5 popular videos were. I don't know if they're going to do it each week, but it's always fun to see what people have. Their number 1 was from Creative RV. Driving a fifth wheel ain't easy. RV walls and paint screws. That's the story I told you about. Number 2 was the Hate Lit RV review on the RV industry update. Number 3, tiny home tours. They always get a couple 100,000 tours. And theirs was a stunning RDR Dodge ProMaster camper that we spoke about before. And so that was a great review of it on that. Then You, Me, and the RV, their couple, they're fun. I don't know if you ever watch them, but he's like retired military. He's big, and his wife's about half his size. But they have a very fun show. And 10 RV tips for full-timers. That was a very good lesson. Some new stuff for them. And then finally, a friend that I know from creative video creators, Randy's Adventures, how to keep your small RV bathroom organized, Grace. How about us? Is our bathroom organized? I'd say pretty much.
Yeah,
Jury
your
side?
bathroom's organized very nicely.
What is that supposed to mean?
No, I get one shelf.
More or less.
Right. So I don't know. We looked at a 32 foot, and Michael and I were saying, if we get out on the road where we're 4 to 6 months a year,
You can never have the right size.
32 foot with a perm bed.
I don't think we could have parked it right here. So we're off the road, and it was easier for us to turn around and everything. But you want to do the driving? Baby doll?
That's what I got you for.
Okay.
You're driving Miss
I'm the
Daisy
driver,
crazy.
yeah. But it's funny, Brian and Lucy, when it comes to driving their Class C, backing up, things like that, it's always Lucy does that. Yeah, he drives the open road. So go figure.
Well, but Lucy just rocks, okay? She is a warrior. She is a warrior hiker. She never slows down. She just keeps going. Her and Michael. And then I have to think of a good name, and I need you guys' help if you can come up with something creative, because I always say for Michael, a boy and his toys. So for Lucy with Whoa Nelly Adventures, Lucy said, well, what do you call a girl with toys? Literally all the little drones and camera equipment and everything that Michael has, Lucy knows about and has it or is going to get it. So she wants to know, what do you call a girl with toys, electronics. So if you got any clever names out there.
for it. But just on that note, so yesterday when I went over there about 4:30 in the afternoon, is a, hey, Michael, can you help us get some drones out? And I'm like, what?
Yes.
And so Lucy's drone, it got caught up in a tree about 8 or 9 feet. And I could go up a couple feet. And, I'm about 6'1". I was able to reach up, and after a little bit of finagling, and it still had the lights on. It hadn't like crashed too bad. So I brought, and it was a GoPro. I don't know if you remember, I can't remember what the model it was, but the GoPro drones they only had for about 6 months. They stopped making them. And they're pretty heavy, but I brought that down to her. But meant to be RVing, Mike, about maybe a month ago, he was going in a box canyon, and he put it in sports mode, which means it goes faster, but it has no collision avoidance. He smacked into a canyon, and when you saw the video, it was like, for about 5 seconds. Well, this time he did a little something else. He was going out there, just above the water line. And it started, I don't know if it was drifting to the left, or he had a little bit of the left joystick, thinking it was the other joystick. But the next thing you know, it smacked into a tree. And so they recovered the drone. And Teresa showed us the drone, and it's like going like this. And all of a sudden, it's like, we're underwater. I've seen a couple where it has where a fish comes up and starts like looking at them. Yeah. But no, they didn't have any fish, but he's got it, I guess, in a bunch of rice, trying to see if he can dry it out. We're hoping it's going to be okay.
I have to point out that Jan just nailed a name for Lucy.
Oh, really?
Gadget Gal.
I love it. That's all. Just the 2 words, Gadget Gal. Because I said something about like gal with the accessories.
I love Gadget Gal.
It's very short and sweet. She Stuff.
Yeah, She Stuff.
She Stuff is another good one. Yeah, those are creative. We'll let them know both. Can you remember them? Gadget Gal and She Stuff.
Okay,
I guess first time in months the national gas price average drops, but oh man, after this thing with the hack and Colonial, let's just hope that nobody gets crazy and does anything. But so far, the gas prices have not. We got about 7/10.
Not enough to get back to California.
Well, we'll just have to stay here then, won't we? Problem solved.
Looks like we are California travel videos. In Oregon,
going north
for a long time.
Anything else that I've got? IKEA now sells rebuilt tiny houses. I didn't know that one's coming up. Go ahead.
Well, while you're looking for what's new, is there anything new happening in the world that we have not updated ourselves?
That's right. We've been kind of out of the loop for a couple days.
Yeah, we have been in the woods since Saturday night.
Well, we left Saturday morning, because we had the interview on Saturday night.
Okay, true. So we got here Sunday, but I don't think we were doing too much internet exploring all day on Saturday. So if there's anything happening in the world that we should be aware of, leave that in the comments for us.
And be sure to take a look at Nate's as well as Marshall's channels. They are great. They both have a lot of depth. I think it's a Land Cloud Adventures, I think what it is.
And he has got the almost the 2 cutest fluffy white dogs.
Yeah. And then, of course, Mellow Pneumatic Adventures for Marshall. Awesome guys. You love them. I'm sure you already know of them. But
they're fun. They're
the more time you spend with them, the more you find out they're just both really nice guys, and they really know their stuff too. Yeah. So we're hoping that if we can get to M21 or Mayberry, is that we might be able to catch up with Marshall again sometime.
And Kathleen would be there.
And Kathleen's gonna be, and probably some of the rest of your.
I don't know. Can you imagine Kathleen and
you
Meant to Be and Lucy and all of us in the same?
Yeah. Grace was telling me today. She said, is that when we get talking, we can finish each other's sentences
already.
And each part say a part of the sentence. They just kind of da-da-da-da.
Yeah, we were talking about people that we know, and we were talking about friends, and we were talking about our age. And we literally said like a paragraph. I said a sentence. Teresa said a sentence with Meant to Be RVing, and Lucy from Wonelli said a sentence. And together we completed a paragraph of the same thought. So... Yep, great minds think alike, but it's been fun because we chuckle because it's just like high school. The guys are on one side of the fire pit and the girls are on the other side of the fire pit. And the girls were just dancing and laughing and having fun. And the guys are talking tech and toys. But Lucy will go over and see you guys sometimes. She wants to know what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah, sure. And we do with hers too. Yeah, It's like one hand watches the other. But her husband, Brian, when it comes to like a MacGyver type things, every day seems like he's got something and helping people. So, yeah, it's nice where one hand can watch the other.
Yeah, for sure.
They're very helpful.
Marshall wants to know, did you get the invite to the spreadsheet?
I have, and I'm sure I have, but I've only looked back through about 10 minutes of my emails from today, Marshall. So thank you very much for that. And, I've got to say is that you find some people that they've got breadth in a lot of different areas, and some people have depth in areas. And Marshall definitely has both. So I was mentioning to him when a couple of years ago when I was a Rotary Club president, and I had all these spreadsheet with worksheets in it. And when I saw what some of the things Marshall was doing, it just like it amazed me is his depth he has in different areas also.
The analytics.
So yeah, thank you so much. I can't wait to look at it, and I'm going to reciprocate and give you some goodies too also. So stay tuned for that.
Oh, you asked for it. It's a showdown.
Not a showdown. It's just like we're drinking out of a fire hydrant. That's all. Yeah.
How much time do you have? And we have B-Bear in the house. Welcome. Nice to see you.
So I think the last one I see we have about 4 or 5 minutes left is we're going to talk about shorts.
Okay.
So YouTube shorts. Yeah, short shorts.
Who wears short shorts?
Yeah, Grace has had some fun doing some, Kaliki shorts. Not that like quite as the fluffy dog ones that Nate have. But,
but I learned that on Saturday night's live is Nate said the key word to use is fluffy. So I guarantee
we can't use his word. That's his word, honey. Sorry.
What do you think? Can we use that word?
No.
But he's fluffy.
No, but we don't know. No, it's his word. He found it first. So, you have to get your own goal. He's got a claim.
My dog's older.
He's got a claim on that mine. So, no, but at any rate, it's good to have when you're doing YouTube shorts is that this new feature is a blessing and a curse is what I want to talk about. And that is that YouTube said that you can go ahead and get clips from other people's YouTubes and use them as a short, which means it's a vertical. That means it's a portrait and not a landscape. It can only be a minute. I think you can get 15 seconds. You can use freely with somebody else. So I could go over to Nate's or to Marshall's or whomever, and you can get 15 seconds. And a lot of people think, well, that's not fair. That was my content. And they didn't even ask me for it. I don't know that there's any type of remuneration for you either. But now the controversy, it sounds to be, at least where I left the other day, is it only for audio? So, and I've seen some YouTubers, what they do is they get maybe somebody who is famous, maybe a line that you've seen in a movie, and these other people will overdub. So they'll move the lips to somebody else's music, which is kind of funny. I guess, that's okay. So
yeah, but you get in trouble for other people's music.
Well, I guess, and this is it. Now, what if we're using somebody else's music and I have, I purchased the copyrights for it. We have audio, but Epidemic, whomever the companies are, we have Triple Scoop. Yeah, we're the only ones licensed for that, so nobody else should be using that. So, it'll be interesting to see how this rolls out. So, but the basic notion of shorts is that, YouTube is saying there's a lot of people going to TikTok, maybe the youngsters, but we would like to have that market. So that's why they're doing the shorts. To have the verticals less than 1 minute. So, who knows how that'll affect YouTube? But as we talked about last week, their revenues went up 50% from a year ago this quarter.
And
so
there's
they're
a
doing
thing
quite
now
well.
where they want you to wear shorts when you're doing shorts?
No, that was some insider information. This is that in one of the groups I belong to is they said that if you have a picture where it actually, the thumbnail is of shorts, that they're going to be more likely that they're going to put that or trending topics or to show other people, because I guess a lot of people are wanting to watch that where the thumbnails have a person in shorts.
Who wears shorts? So one of us here at California Travel Videos will be wearing shorts in our next short. It will either be Grace Michael,
or Kaliki.
or Kaliki.
Could you try again?
Oh, look at that. See? You just triggered
The watch
SIRI.
just said not you, Michael.
Siri.
I'm
Siri.
not sure I understand.
We have the A word. I won't say Alexa. And we have some that we have keyword for computer and what else? Echo. And so you get so many devices around the house. What was a blessing becomes a curse in the long run.
Exactly. So who comes on after us?
I don't know that who does.
I'm sorry.
I mean, on Saturday we.
Saturday we do.
Yeah, it would be Gina.
I think Life with G comes
Oh,
on.
he comes on anytime late at night. Look for RV Life with G. Yes.
Yeah. So our time is up, and we're going to head back to camp before it gets dark. And we would not be here if it wasn't for you guys. So we are so thankful that you are here with us, that you got us to the point that now we can monetize the channel and get some more content out. We're going to be working on our Folsom video bike ride. So for those of you that like to ride the trails or see the trails, definitely watch out for that.
Kilikana, some of these couple last ones, and Alabama Hills. We look forward to going down there. I don't think we're going to go all the way up to Mount Whitney like Ray is talking about there, but it's beautiful country over there on Highway 395, just on the eastern side of California, going up to the great state of Nevada. But we're looking to do some more getting out in the real world when we can this year. It's now that we both got our vaccinations, and it's nice to be able to see other people that have been vaccinated out there and not have to be freaked out.
Yeah, it's just good to be
really
back out there.
Good, doesn't it?
Living life. And that's what we want you to do. And I am doing this because somebody I met taught me, and I'm going to continue to do this, and I'm going to tell you right now, I am totally second hand, got it from somebody else. But look in the mirror and tell yourself that you're awesome, Gina. So definitely I want all of you to do that. And we thank you again for being here.
Good. Thank you all. Have a good time. Peace out for now, and happy trails to you. And I guess our next show is going to be on Saturday. Hoping we can get some more interviewees and have some good times like we did with Nate and Marshall this week. But a lot of great people out there. So thank you for your time, your support, and we look forward to seeing your channels too real soon.
Until next time.
Peace out. Bye for now. Happy trails to you until we meet again.